I bought myself a new car, so it's a bit of a weird car. It's a bit unusual, so I couldn't find much information on it. And a lot of people ask me, "Are you sure? Like that's the car you've got? Sounds weird." It's Mitsubishi RVR. So this little guy was like in the peak of the 90s, like 91 to 96, I believe they ran, and they came in a few different variants. And Mitsubishi, they're all-wheel drive, 2-litre. This one is turbo model, so it shares the same drive line as the Evo 3/Galant GSR. This was built for people who basically had money, want to go adventuring in the hills of Japan, in the snow and everything like that. It has traction assist and ABS and all those little cool things. This one's in pretty good condition. This, like I was saying, is a 95, so it's only got a few little dents in it and stuff like that. They all have, unfortunately, a bit of a spot of rust on the roof, which this one seems to have caught, but it's only just catching. Had a lot of cool stuff on it. So you can see here it's got a full bumper bar and yellow spotlights, which coincidentally are illegal in Australia. Australia, what are you doing? It's got marker lights for when you're indicating, it'll light up that corner. It's got like a little skid plate under there as well. So yeah, like aluminium skid plate, looks like about 3mm. It's a steel bull bar. It's pretty robust, and like a bonnet scoop, obviously that's for the turbo. And you might have seen this little guy here, that's a clearance mirror, so you can see down the side of the car when you're in the driver's seat. This is an odd thing. This, you'd think it was a trim or something, but no, that's just part of the bonnet. It's just painted black. Walking around it, it's got like a little spoiler. There was a different version of this. This is the super sports gear. There was a hyper sports gear that came out as well, which had like a big ducktail on it and side skirts and stuff like that. More of a road racer kind of deal, but this is like the adventuring model. The rear wheel is on a carrier, and that sort of swings out from this pivot here. Swings out, and then the door lifts upwards, which I thought was kind of cool. So there was a tent option for them. You could attach a tent to that back. The wheels are not factory wheels. They're a company called Volk Racing. They're just like 16s, and they've got, I don't know, whatever kind of tires on them. The side door is a sliding door, and it's only sliding on one side. It's kind of weird to open it. You have to push this one to like unlatch it and then pull that back. I'm still getting the hang of it. And that comes back. And inside we've got a pretty nice stylish interior. Lots of like little compartments in here. There's a little compartment here. Oh, little Johnny's left his Star Wars toys. That's unfortunate. Got this compartment here. Little cup holder and stuff, and this piece here I thought was just a little bit of trim, but I actually read the owner's manual, and if you push it here, it opens up, and I don't know, but to me I reckon a little bit of a fridge would fit in there. It's got a little 12-volt socket in there. It's kind of cool. You can see how it's all geared around sort of adventuring and stuff like that. The seats move from this position. If you pull this forward like that, there's a rail that runs down the back of the vehicle, and the seats actually will pull forward, and then, well, you'll get the idea. They fold forward, and then they actually fold all the way, so you get the whole luggage area in the back. So if we come into the front of the vehicle now, carries on the same sort of theme of the door cards. Really, I don't know what to call that, carnival sort of theme on the interior trim there. These are seats made by Recaro. This particular one's an automatic. I sought this vehicle out because it was automatic, and it was yeah, quite a decent buy for what it is and the kilometers it's done. We'll go around the other side. Nothing new here, same as the other side really. So pretty cool, some pretty cool functions here that we've got. Just turn the steering wheel around a bit. Look, yeah, the steering wheel's really also super weird. So the gauges are all white. I'll just turn this noise off. It's got all your various functions, like for the spotlights and everything here, right at hand. There's a few not taken up here because these had optional cruise control and things like that. The pretty cool thing about this one is that it actually has a compass slash thermometer, which is not really in focus at the moment, but it's of no real consequence. But the compass actually does work, and it is really cool. And the temperature displays the outside temperature. It's just got basic like Mitsubishi heater controls, dial for temperature and stuff like that. There's heaps of little like nooks and crannies and sort of pockets for things. Get a lot of stuff in this car, obviously, like glove box, pretty standard on most cars. Let's have a look under the bonnet. So under the bonnet here, we have sort of this car is like completely standard. There's been nothing at all like done to this except my rewiring of the fan circuit. Yeah, this car had an issue, which is one of the issues that these cars have. It's a minor issue, but I overcome it by doing what I did in another video, which if you want to watch that video, then I'll probably explain in better detail and what this video needs. So you got obviously the turbo doodad whooshy thing comes out there into the intercooler, into warmer most likely, because it's sort of a top mount. There's no baffling under the intercooler or anything, so it's pretty much good if you're, I don't know, in the snow or moving. That's what it's kind of built for. But the scoop is completely functional, and it does actually work pretty good. There's not so much you can really say about this. Anyone that sort of wants to look up RVR drivetrain, there's quite a few bits of information on that. It's basically a Galant GSR motor. This retains the all-wheel drive system from that, but this is obviously automatic. Same bias. I'm not sure what this particular car has, whether it has any kind of LSD, because it does actually hook up really well, even in like these dewy conditions and sort of slippery conditions. And there's actually a little bit of a hill climb just over there that we might actually try. We'll see how we can have a go at that. It's quite a pretty decent incline. I'd say it's 30 to 35 degrees. So we'll have a go at that. But that essentially is the Mitsubishi RVR 1995. And what I'm going to be doing is having a few adventures with this car in and around Western Australia. I enjoy going into these sort of settings, which I don't live far from at all. This is only down the road from me. It's literally about less than half a kilometre from where I live. So we're allowed to drive in here. This is not private land. This is just on the edge of a national park. So you can see there's a few tracks. But I'm very much looking forward to spending some time with that dog and this car, and see what it's capable of. Now I've left the dog out of the car for this. Not sure how she's going to react, but she can sort of mill around out there. Being an auto, totally use one hand. This is going to be great. So I'm just going to put it in low and literally see how slow I can go up this hill, because that'll be an indicator of how much traction it actually has. So here we go. Pretty steep hill. And it's done it. There's a couple of ruts up here. Wow. Pretty impressed, Mitsubishi. 1995. Wow. That's some pretty cool stuff.